What's going on, guys? Alright, I'm going to get on a different radio and play around with a different radio. Maybe work on some projects. I need to move some stuff around, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these servers or whatever, and I'll put them somewhere else, get them out of here, move the printers over here, and then I can have my workstation here for other stuff. So yeah, these are just, I paid $5 for one of them, and the guy told me to take the other one, and it's a good thing because the one I bought was actually broken and the one that he gave me wasn't. Another thing we got to do is take apart this TV that my kid decided to sit on, and said he was gonna ride it like a pony. Yeah, so yeah, it's done. It's okay. I had a couple of extras that came from Goodwill. So we're gonna come over here and fire up the icom, and then I'm gonna get on the group and see if they notice. So I have a feeling most likely they will hear a difference. Get that light off of there. If you can hear it in the background, I have the God, my nose is running. I have the wind system repeater on, and I don't know what they're talking about. I think it's like a TechNet, so there's actually some interesting stuff on there sometimes. I need to come up with a different computer for over here. This laptop only has 2 USBs. It makes it really kind of hard to do things. And normally I don't have a computer over here permanently, and I have the monitor hooked to it because normally I have the 710 hooked to it. But as much as I like the 710, I don't really have a useful place to put it, and I don't really need it hooked up. So anyway, I think that's this one, and then this is going to be the coax to that. Yeah. So what I do is I just switch the coaxes with a barrel connector. I don't like having multiple radios hooked up to an antenna switch backwards. I find that I had 2 Kenwood TS830s that ended up blowing up because of doing that. At least I think that's what happened. Let me get this out of the way. I really love this radio. I just haven't been using it a lot lately. I like the display on this radio better than the 3000 or the 1200 or any of those radios. I'm not sure what it is about the display, but well, for one thing, my frequency's right here. It's not over here. So, and the tuner does work on receive. I heard somebody. Probably these jammers. I swear to God, half the time I turn the radio on, I don't even hear English anymore.
So I have to be a little bit low key and keep her happy. What is that?
Pretty noisy. Although I do have the air conditioner on.
Scientific or was interested.
Let's see if they notice.
The astronomical aspect as much, because you would think that they would want to correct that, You mean they want to have some scientific basics to their means, or what's the word I'm looking for about, you know, all their, politely put, all their fabrications?
Oh, well, I mean, just forget about the fabrications. You'd want to have the scientific correctness that said if you were born in Aquarius, that actually is where the Earth would be on the wobble. But what I'm saying is that they're one constellation behind. They never updated it.
Well, that tells you the accuracy of astrology, doesn't it?
I don't know. I never really talked to an astrologer and confronted them with that scientific details.
Oh no, we're all gonna die. KG783R.
Well, there's no doubt about that. You're absolutely accurate on that one, Brad.
Yeah. Speaking of astrology, I got to see Saturn a couple of days ago.
Oh, how did it look?
Not real good.
See any of the moon?
No, I found out the telescope's out of alignment. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure, but it was really obvious when I went to look at Saturn.
So are you going to be able to put the telescope back into alignment?
Yeah, that one's really hard to do. It's going to be a two-person job, I think.
You take it to a telescope chiropractor?
Yeah, they're like the back of your telescope. It needs it needs surgery. But you've got a collapsed vertebrae, some blown-out discs, and we'll just put some titanium in there.
Ouch.
I don't think it's off by a lot, John. I just think it's like when you look at certain things, it's more obvious.
Well, don't you have to align it with the North Star first?
No. So it's the one that came from John. So it's got the primary and the secondary mirrors, and then like both of those can be out of alignment with each other. There's about 3 or 4 different things that could be wrong, but you start with trying to make sure that the primary mirror is perfect. Then if you have that where it's supposed to be, then you can align the secondary mirror with it. So what happens if they're not completely even, things will end up looking oblong instead of round.
Oh, that's going to be hard to adjust those.
They're a pain in the butt, but once you get them, usually they're good, you know. And sometimes certain telescopes, you got to do it every time you set them up.
Well, you know, maybe because somebody bumped it or something when they were carrying it.
It doesn't take much. But I pulled out the other one, and it was like, why is this one better than that one? And then it dawned on me.
Another astrological term, dawn.
Oh my God! I fell right into that one.
But Don, in the ancient world, you know, the Greek and Roman world, they considered astrology a science.
Okay.
Who were, you know, they took it a lot more seriously than we take it today.
I think it's like a mathematical science.
And in fact, if you ever studied psychology and personality theory, you'll find that astrology was the first attempt at trying to characterize personality types.
I totally believe it. I think it's simple sense to me that when a person is born under a certain sign, there's certain conditions that exist in the world, and because the body is made up of like 90% water or something nuts, the tides and all that stuff affect the earth, so the moon affects all that, so the planetary alignment affects how probably cells are developed when, you know, a baby is developing in the womb. That's what I think.
You may be onto something, because if someone is born under a stop sign, their future is probably not very good as compared to someone who's born under a Hollywood sign.
Well, yeah, but there's probably a few people that have been born under both.
A stop sign in Hollywood?
Yeah, maybe. Well, it is hot and nasty here today. I did not have the air conditioner on in the shop until about 3 o'clock, and what I realized is I can't cool it down at all. But if it's on in the morning, it keeps everything nice until it turns off. You know, at about like 7.
Yeah, you got to do it in the morning. Because otherwise it's playing catch up and it's too hard.
Yeah, I had it plugged into the 24 volt 100 amp hour lithium battery with the 3000 watt inverter, and I forgot to unplug it and hook it up to the main system, so it didn't come on at 6 in the morning like it's supposed to.
Oh, God, there was one other thing I was going to tell you. There's supposed to be another branch of astrology. It's called Hindu astrology, that is actually based on.
I guess they didn't notice.